Pittsburgh Steelers fans, what's going on? I'm Wesley Seeley. Shane Smith, thanks for joining us. Week 5.
Tough task
In Buffalo. Oh, man, big game, man. Big game.
Huge game.
This is what starts the gauntlet here.
Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Miami, and Eagles all next. So
before the bye,
it's tough.
The tough stretch starts now.
But there's a good thing in the mix of it. You know, it's hard.
Hey.
We know it's going to be tough.
Yes.
It's
going to be tough.
Today we just learned who our starting quarterback officially is.
That's good. And it's not Mitch.
No, it's not.
Hint, it's not Mitch.
And so that, to me, if you put him at number 1 depth chart, I don't care how bad he plays.
Nope.
You got to ride with him the rest of the year.
Pickett's our guy.
And KP8 is the guy.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that.
Hey,
it'll be interesting to see.
I've never been more excited coming out a 1-3 start than I am right now. I'll tell you that. I'm just like
it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like with Kenny starting the full game. Obviously, full week of prep, starting the full game. This is your guy. This is you're rolling with. He showed a lot of good flashes last week, man. We liked what we saw out of from what we saw. I had to watch the highlights afterwards to catch up on some of the plays.
That's what I was just gonna say. And we know we're gonna be able to watch the game.
Yes, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be very nice. It was tough to listen to it.
I swear, somehow the Browns game ends up getting played over the Bills Steelers.
No, because you know why it's not gonna be, because it's Tony Romo and was it Jim Nance?
Oh, okay.
Tony Romo.
Yep.
They're gonna be commentating it. So those guys that one will be aired for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of things to look forward to. It is weird that this is, I think, 3 of the last 4 seasons. I think we've started 1-3. Other than that one, we started undefeated for 11-0 or whatever it was. But this is the one I'm like, okay, maybe this is where we can start to turn a tide and at least show a little bit more sign of life. So
yeah, we can at least show.
I'm not going to say it's not going to be a 180, but.
Right. You know, we're not going to automatically just flip and be like, oh, yeah, we just ended 14-3. We're going to look like the Chiefs now. You know, it's not quite going to be like that. Although adding a new guy and having a new person to take the helm and take the helmet, especially early on when teams still are trying to figure him out, it can throw teams for a loop. We've seen that last week with the Packers and Bailey Zappa. I mean, he really threw the Packers for a loop because nobody knew what to expect out of him. So nobody knows what to expect out of Kenny. And so it could be a nice surprise where he comes out of the gate, starts doing some different things that the Steelers, maybe the Steelers aren't used to seeing, but the Bills and other teams aren't used to seeing at least us execute and play, to where it's like, whoa, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, boom, we can maybe get up a little early or something like that. And just surprise them.
Yep, exactly. I like that, unexpected, sort of unexpectedness to a team or to a quarterback at this junction.
Certainly.
It's kind of nice to have it on your side and not going into the game thinking, not really a lot of film on this guy, don't really know what to expect, but we're just going in blind here.
We've went into that before, and we know what happens.
Sometimes it can burn you. Yep.
It does not always look the prettiest.
Yep. Okay, so let's just dive right into this matchup, I guess. Offensively, because I know we usually start, if anybody listens to our podcast, watches our podcast, everybody knows we start with our offense first and talk about a little bit of the opponent's defense. So our offense, now that we've got Kenny, and I know we just talked a little bit about Kenny there. I guess what are you hoping to see more of? This is an open-ended question because we want to see more of everything. But what are you hoping to see against a tough Bills defense in Buffalo, hostile environment?
I'm hoping to see, and it sounds very passive, and maybe not as aggressive as some people would. I just want to see points. I know everybody's going to say, well, I want to see touchdowns. I want to see going down the field consistently and scoring. I can't say that I expect that out of this team, but what I can expect is sustained drives that aren't 3 and out to lead to potential field goal position.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. Instead of us getting 9 or 10 attempts with the ball and 2 of them going within field goal range or touchdown range, maybe 5 of them do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's going to be a bummer if all 5 end up being field goals, but it's like, well, you know what? We went from 20% to 50%.
Right.
You know, yeah, the scoreboard doesn't look that way, but those are positives because it keeps our defense off the field. It keeps their defense on to hopefully wear it out, hopefully help our run game, hopefully just overall help.
Yep.
And so I just want to see sustaining drives that lead to even minimum 3 points.
Also keeps Josh Allen off the field too.
Absolutely.
That's huge. Yeah, I was actually going to say sort of the same thing of like just sort of baby steps. Like I just want to see him put together like good drives. Even if, you know, even if they go down and happen to turn it over, which I hope they don't because this actually leads to my other point, but I'd like to see him put together some drives, and whether it's field goals or just going down the field and just putting together some rhythm, giving your defense a break, giving your offense a little bit of rhythm, getting Kenny into rhythm, because all quarterbacks would just want to get into that rhythm and getting their checkdowns even, or getting some deep or medium passes, whatever it might be, just get him into a rhythm to get the offense going. And then my second thing is I'd kind of just like to see a clean game. And by that, I mean no turnovers, and hopefully, I know it's a great defense, so this is it's going to be a tough task, very, for Kenny, and then everybody else, though, too. I mean, you think, like, Gunner even, muffling that punt. Like, I even think of that. It's like, no, we cannot have that against a great opponent in the Bills, in their house, too. Like, the pitch to Jalen Warren, that was just, I think it was on Kenny for that one. It's like, we can't have those things. We've got to clean those up. And then the picks, obviously, you can't have. Just winning the turnover battle, and I guess.
If there's one thing to know is, I mean, Ravens, whether you blame it on coaching or not, decide not to go for the field goal, went for it on 4th down because they thought that gave them the best chance to win. Lamar throws that pick, and it sparked. I mean, it sparked their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Correlated to the offense immediately. They go right down the field, stop on the 1, drill a 21-yard field goal to end time, and boom. You know, it was one of those where that was a tough, gritty game where they were like, well, you know what? One play changed the whole way that this
one mistake.
went.
Yep.
And so it's something that you definitely want to watch. And I'd like to see, I know we took a shot down the field with Kenny that I seen, and that was the Claypool one that got intercepted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we did any more than that. Maybe down the middle, we would call that more down the field. I'd like to see some deep shots. I'd like to see a one-on-one matchup with George Pickens on a corner, probably the number 3 corner, my guess would be, and just basically streak it to see if Pickett to Pickens can become a nice deep ball thing, because that can open the offense up quite a bit as well.
Yep.
And I don't know if you try that early on, maybe on a 1st down when it looks like a run and you do a play action, just kind of lob it for maybe a 40-yarder or something like that. Especially with our statistics with running the ball more on 1st down, it might throw them off a little bit having Kenny in there.
Yeah, that'd be big time. I was going to even say, too, I don't know. I don't know how. I guess I don't know how this would really happen with our offensive line at this state in the year. But if you can get the running game going, man, that would, how much pressure that would take off of Kenny, and then also open up that deep passing game, like you're saying too. Like get those guys moved up, expecting the run. Because if you start to actually set the tone in running the ball, and you're able to run it with Jalen, you're able to run it with Najee, and get the chunks. And then you hit them with some deep balls, like that's where you're going to come up clutch. So, obviously, tough task, and not a lot have we seen out of the offense this year, but it just seems like a fresh start. We've got a fresh new quarterback in there. I think everybody wanted Kenny to start the year.
Certainly.
And we're finally getting it. We knew we were going to get Kenny at some point. We just didn't know it was going to be this soon, to be honest with you.
Right, yep.
We were talking about the bye week, and we didn't know. And
yeah,
now it's
halfway
here.
through the year. 1-7 or something like that, making the switch.
He's at the worst stretch of it too. And then I guess just to talk real quick on the Buffalo defense, man, legit defense.
Legit.
Defense.
I mean, they lost Micah Hyde for the year.
Yeah,
which is a big loss. But Jordan Poyer is the bigger safety
solid.
there.
They got that Damar Hamlin from Pitt, the safety. You just drafted him out of this last class. He's looked solid.
Yep.
Trey White, you're saying he might come back for this game, might return.
But I mean, he's eligible to come off the PUP list after 4 weeks, so he'd be eligible to return. I'm not sure if he is or not. It's still pretty early on in the week, but he could come back. I don't know if Ed Oliver's going to play. They have Tremaine Edmonds. They have Matt Milano. Matt Milano's a tank.
He is.
I really enjoy that guy. Not to play him, but I truly enjoy that guy and stuff. And I mean, their defense is legit. Poyer, I don't know how many picks he had last year. I know he had 2. He had both picks against Lamar.
They've got
this past week.
No offense, they've got the better Edmonds brother, Tremaine.
Yes. And I don't know. I mean, this is kind of maybe going on ours, but I don't know if we're going to have Terrell because he's in concussion protocol.
Hopefully we do.
But, yeah, I know that they've had some injuries in that, but it seems like the Bills are getting healthy at the wrong time for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, keeping it clean is going to be difficult. But at the same time, know when you can take a sack, know when you can throw it away, and actually throw it a little bit higher away. And just, I don't want to say check down, but just, I don't know, it's hard, especially when they have all that. Scan the field quickly to find the weak point. Hopefully figure out the weak point early on and target that. Because once you target that weak point, it either continues to be the weak point or they try to overcompensate and now something else becomes open.
Yep. It's going to be a tough task. I mean, we already knew going into this game with Mitch, but now you've got your rookie quarterback in there who we probably feel better about, but at the same point it's like it's a hostile environment, man. Buffalo is a different breed over there, man. Yeah. They love their Bills. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Okay, so moving over to our defense and their offense. Defensively, we're dealing with some guys on injury, first off.
We're falling apart.
Minka with a knee. Cam Hayward, I think, with ankle and elbow. Cam Sutton, I don't know what he's got going on, but he's questionable. All three of those guys questionable. Witherspoon's doubtful. And then, like you said, Edmonds, he's concussion protocol, so we'll see. We're going to cross our fingers he clears because
right. And Watt, this is his 4th game out, so even if he was ready and felt like he could play this week, because we placed him on IR the week after week 1, it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 that he had to at least sit out. So he wouldn't even be able to return until next week. And so we're down some guys, which definitely seems tough when you're playing that offense.
Yeah.
You just off the top, I know we want to talk positives on our defense, but you got a guy called Stephon Diggs on that side of the field, and he's pretty good.
He's pretty solid.
I think he's a pretty solid, wide receiver, if I do say so myself. And without Akello, and maybe not Cam Sutton, and no pass rush, that kind of puts Levi Wallace just about one-on-one.
Hey, it's his former team, though. Maybe he'll play solid for us.
It would be great if he, if Allen just took one short and he just pulled what he did on Ben. Nice pick 6 on it. It'd be great. And he might know that team pretty well. It's a tough task. Allen is a heck of a thrower, a heck of a runner, and he always seems to make the right plays.
Yep. I mean, last time we played the Bills last season opener, I mean, we played them solid. Defense played solid and had a good game plan around their offense. Little different when you're missing TJ Watt, though. I mean, he was a game wrecker in that game.
Yes.
2 or 3 sacks, a strip sack. I mean, it was just nuts. He went crazy. So yeah, it's going to look a little bit different without him here. And then also too with those guys we just listed off with injuries, if they can't go, I mean, you're talking Minka, Cam Hayward, Cam Sutton possibly even, who's shown up big so far this season. Like Akello already doubtful. I mean, those are 4 starters, but 2 of them are your legit studs on defense, being Minka and Hayward.
Right.
Yeah, these guys gotta hopefully get healthy. This is where it comes back to the offense too, where hopefully our offense can sustain drives to get these defensive break, and because all these snaps that they're playing are obviously piling up, and the injuries are starting to pile up now too, so that makes it difficult.
Right.
Like you said though, dude, Stephon Diggs, legit.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, the dude. I mean, they've got Isaiah McKenzie.
He is hurt.
Oh, is he?
Yes, I believe he went in concussion protocol, so I do not believe he is going to be playing. But they have Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis is solid.
Is really solid.
Devin Singletary and Zach Moss.
Yep.
Don't they have Cook?
Yes.
James Cook? Is it James Cook?
James Cook, I believe you are correct.
Dalvin's brother.
They have Knox, their tight end, who's pretty solid. And, I mean, Allen itself, you know, a lot of people are like, well, he's got a cannon of an arm, and he does.
I mean,
he can just flick that like Mahomes and just, boom, 60 yards. It looks like nothing to Stephon or Gabe or whoever it may be. However, he's also leading their team in rushing. And so they don't have much rushing, and it doesn't seem like they do very well rushing the ball outside of Allen. But, I mean, he's got 30 carries for 183 yards, so it's almost like our defense needs to put a spy on him at all times. Put Miles Jack spy one-on-one and just crack him.
Other than Lamar Jackson, we've never done good. It's almost like we've never done good against the pocket passers that have legs.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Because like Lamar, this year he's looked like a better pocket passer, but in years past he's just been more of the scrambler. Yeah, exactly. So it was a different game plan around him. So we've always struggled with these guys that can run the football and throw the football.
Here's my idea.
Okay.
It's probably not a good idea. Keep Miles Jack on the field. Bush hasn't looked horrible.
No.
Get him out of there.
Okay.
Not because he's been playing bad. Bobby Spillane. Put him in to just shadow Allen the whole game. And when Allen runs, just lower the pads and just crack him. Make it like Derrick Henry and you on the goal line and just crack Allen to where he doesn't want to run the ball.
See, I like Spillane's hit, but I like Bush's speed better. So
Bush definitely has speed. I don't know what Allen runs to know like he's not Lamar Burner.
No.
And so that's where
but
I'm
he's
like
got
maybe
some wheels.
He definitely does, but that's where I'm like, okay, Bobby Spillane maybe not too much slower than him.
Right.
And as long as he's going side to side, if he sees him just come up, boom.
Yeah.
Make the right angle, crush him.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough task for our defense too, man. You're talking about Bill's team that's just this was everybody's Super Bowl favorite at the beginning of the season. I don't know if they still are. I mean, they still probably are in a lot of people's eyes, but they're a solid team all around. And everybody talks about their offense, and then we just talk about their defense being so solid. They're just a good unit, well-coached unit too.
Yep.
Defense is they're gonna have their hands full, and we just saw our defense take a pretty huge hit in this last fourth quarter, giving up 14 points there. So I'm hopeful. I do want to see our defense do well here. Without TJ, it's a tough task. Obviously, the pressure isn't getting there like we'd hoped.
Right.
But we'll see what we can do. Highsmith's still leading the leagues in sacks. So
is he officially?
Yes, he is.
Okay. He's
got
got
5.5, I believe.
5.5. I knew Nick Bosa got 2 yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And so I didn't know if that put him at 6 or if that put him at 5.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure Highsmith's still leading, but
so if he's not and Nick happens to be above, it's still number 2
or something.
Yeah.
He's underrated this year, though, man. It's Highsmith.
Very underrated. I wish he could tackle a little better. Because that makes me nervous. Like, is he going to get off the edge? Go to hit Allen, and Allen's just going to bulldog him like Zach Wilson did. I'm not sure. Maybe he kind of corrects that, but he seems to just be powering off the line. And it doesn't matter if he's doing a spin move, going out wide, just bulldozing the guy through. He's playing real, real well this year. Like, I'm super impressed with him.
Super great. Yeah, I feel like he's taken – I mean, he looked good week 1, but he's taken like an elevated role now because of Watt being out.
Yep.
He's just taken on that. I wish the other guy on the other side would help him out a little bit.
Reeds.
Malik has been completely
non-existent.
I haven't not even heard his name. Not once.
No.
Oh, well, it happens, I guess. What do you expect? Special teams, I don't really have anything else to say other than Gunner better just hold on to the flipping football.
Yeah.
No muff punts, no
4
fumbles,
games,
whatever.
2 fumbles, 1 a muffed and 1 a fumble.
Did you see Tomlin said he's basically on, in other words, he's on thin ice?
Well, he got to be.
I mean, he said it twice now in 4 weeks is a pattern.
Yeah.
He basically said it's a pattern now.
Yeah, exactly. Something's going on. So I don't care if, Gunner's got to be out there every night catching 100 of those punts off of a jug machine or something, do whatever you need to get that right.
So weird because he looks solid preseason and everything.
I know. It's very odd, but yeah, do that. PH3 maybe a little bit more consistent. Maybe he needs to be punting the ball 100 times a night.
That too.
To help Gunner. That'll help both of them. But
and Boz will be.
Boz is Boz.
Boz is Boz.
When
Boz
he misses,
money.
typically there's a reason.
There's a fluke.
Some crazy wind or something along those lines. Boz is our staple on special teams.
Yep.
And that means that. What is it? Chris Kuntz, long snapper.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to get hurt.
Yeah.
We've seen how that goes.
Your holder and your snapper are far more important than we thought they would be. ESPN's giving us a 13.7% chance to win this game. So what are you giving us for? Maybe not your percentage, but what's your score?
So my score is, I think, overall positive. Maybe people won't see it as that. I have the Bills winning. I have them winning 38-27. And so I'll go a little further on to the 27 and the positive whenever I go into the bold predictions.
Okay.
So,
All right. 38 points, huh? That's
38.
That's rough, man. Okay.
It's rough on our defense, but
that is rough. But hey, 38 what? 27?
27.
Okay. I mean, at least we got 27 points, I guess. But I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm also going to pick the Bills to win this game. I mean, probably not a lot of Steelers fans, unless you're drinking the black and gold juice, that you're probably legitimately saying that the Steelers are going to go into Buffalo and win this game based off what we've seen so far.
24 beers deep right
now. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to take the Bills. I am going to keep it a little bit closer. I think Bills do take it. I'm going to go 27-20 Bills. Offense shows up a little bit more than what they have, but just not enough to compete with the Bills and Josh Allen at this point. So
yeah.
Bold prediction. Let's hear it. I want to hear what you have.
So, bold prediction is kind of twofold. Why I said positive is because I believe 27 points is all scored by our offense. Okay. And so, I mean, that would be the most that our offense has scored in quite some time, including going into last season, I believe. And so that would be a nice change of pace. And I believe overall it's going to be 4 touchdowns. I like Boz, but we're going to say they go for a 2-point and miss it or something like that.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that Kenny throws 4 touchdowns with no interceptions.
Wow. That is pretty bold. 4 tutties and no picks, huh?
However, if he runs like 2 and throws 2 and no picks, I'm counting it. Just so you all
4 total
know.
touchdowns? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
4 total touchdowns, no turnovers.
Right,
I like that sounding better.
I'll let you change it, I guess, because he ran for 2 last week.
Yeah.
I was actually going to go with Kenny too because it's hard not to. He's the new fresh dude. He's our new quarterback. I'm going to go with Kenny in this one. Maybe not as bold. Maybe it is as bold. I'm going to go with yards in this one. I'm going to go with 300 yards passing.
Okay.
300 plus and 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
That's like your, I feel like that's your standard. You're going to name me a good quarterback stack line. I want 300 and 3 tutties.
So then I have to ask a negative. Does that mean Boz
misses one, man.
Wow.
Boz misses one.
That's bold, too.
That is actually. That might be more bold. You're going with 2 point. I'm going to go with the missed extra point, 27-20.
All right. Well, I don't know. It's weird because we both picked the Steelers to lose, but I feel okay going into this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a sense of calm, a sense of just focus on the team, a sense of just less drama, more football.
Yeah, and also, too, I think, like, there's this little bit of the what if in me is, like, you don't know what to expect out of a full game from Kenny at this point.
Right.
We saw some flashes last week that we really like to see. Maybe continues on that. We said, like, the full week of prep. Gets involved with Pickens more, gets involved with Freiermuth. He was targeting those guys a lot. I don't know, man. You never know. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. I'm not saying they do pull it off, but there is obviously the chance they could.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just the excitement of watching your new quarterback and your new, hopefully, future quarterback, too.
Certainly.
You know what I mean? It's just all odds are stacked against us, too, in this matchup. So, I don't know. It just makes it a fun, like, underdog game for us. So, I don't know. Just kind of makes it like you're going in with the mindset we're probably going to lose, but there's that what if, there's that slim chance and that slim possibility you can pull it off. So it makes it easier to watch at that point too.
Absolutely.
We'll still get frustrated during the game though, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, well, I've got nothing else to add. How about you, man?
No.
You got anything else to add? Okay, well, we appreciate everybody watching, listening. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook as well. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and like our videos. That helps us out a lot.
Yep.
We appreciate the support. And, of course, as always, per usual, go Steelers.
Go Steelers.